Yeah, it's the football this discussion. So I believe that we've now pretty much gone back to where we all started in the sense of we know who's going to win Bundesliga, we know who's going to win Serie A, we know who's going to win the Premier League, and we know who's going to win La Liga.
Easy, 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 easy with the Premier League. It's not over. It is not over. It's November.
Relax. So you're telling me that City won't win the Premier League? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah, yes. It's still November. My goodness, we're not even in January. We're not even 2018, and it's not over. And it's 8 points only. 8 points. I mean,
Jujuman, do you realize? Wait, chill. You realize that City haven't lost a game yet. You realize that, don't you?
They will lose at some point. It is inevitable. They will lose at some point. There's no way they're going undefeated the whole season. There's no way.
You realize that they are 9 points ahead.
It's only 9 points. I mean, this is not the worst. It's only 9 points. Like it's not. Look at the positive. It's not after Christmas. It's not after Christmas. So this is not the toughest part.
I mean, no, just you can sorry once. At the end of the day, I look at United and Chelsea, and both of those teams will continue to lose. City may not end the whole season undefeated. That's true, but I see United and Chelsea losing more games than City because those two teams, I see them losing more games this season. So there's nobody else beyond Chelsea or City or Tottenham that can actually challenge City. And Tottenham, United, or City will not be able to challenge United. No way.
Yeah, how about Chelsea? Because Chelsea, I mean, Chelsea looked comfortable today. I mean, there was no point. I thought
move that doesn't want to use proper tactics.
I mean, Chelsea looked comfortable.
Yeah, Mourinho even did the Fellaini thing. David Moyes tactically, he's like David Moyes. Everything not working, just bring on Fellaini and hope for the best. And see, that's the thing with him now. But I guess we can't. It shows something about David Moyes. People were talking.
But sorry, but before we get there, because we'll deal with that. I want to deal with that in the second section. The first section, I want to focus on Arsenal and Man City. So I want to reiterate what I said in my review, that Wenger might tactically be one of the worst managers in the history of the game. Why would you? I want you guys to play devil's advocates for me. So why would you play no striker against a team who are the second highest scoring team in Europe and one of the best teams in Europe? Why would you play no striker? Play devil's advocate for me, please.
Mane, you should answer this. I'm not supporting Wenger. No way I'm supporting that man.
Yeah, I guess he's trying to catch them off guard, or have a higher work rate in the midfield, because I guess he expected Ramsey to score, but to be fair, he had one chance, but not good enough. But I don't know why. It doesn't make sense. I thought he would start Giroud. Wasn't Giroud playing? No.
He came on, but he wasn't starting.
Yeah,
because should have started. It just shows that again. I come from a culture where you have to respect your elders, and I don't mean this personally because Wenger respects him as an elderly man for what he's achieved in the game. So I'm talking as double H. I'm not talking as my government's name. I'm talking as double H. Wenger is a clown, and you have to be a court jester to go to the Etihad without a striker. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. And then I was arguing with one psychotic loser of an Arsenal fan who was saying that, oh man, you're too harsh. This is what rubbish analysis is this? If the referee ruined the game, that was totally offside and that was not a penalty. I was like, shut the hell up. How sad can you be? I mean, so you're really going to tell me that the referee ruined the game? The referee was like, oh my gosh, it was going to be a great game. The referee just ruined the game. We could have been in the game. I mean, like, what kind of bile comes out of people's mouth? Because Arsenal were never in that game. They were never going to. That was one of the City's easiest games.
The one thing with Arsenal fans is it's really sad. I mean, these like these guys are they it's some of them are still it has not sunk in that the club is mediocre right now. It's like they still these guys think they're still good, and it's actually sad because these guys are in denial. Like some of them are in full denial. Yeah, they're not.
So, Jidman, are you saying that can they get top 4 this season? Yes or no?
I mean, look, no, they're not getting top 4. These
Hey,
Man City.
no, top 4 again, 2 years in a row.
Yeah, they're not getting top 4. There's absolutely no way these guys are getting top 4. I would go to the extent and say Arsenal are not winning Europa League. They're not even. They'll be eliminated. They're not winning Europa League. I'll go to that. I'll go that far.
No,
These guys are a complete joke.
Dortmund are going to drop out. They can't beat Lazio. They're not going to beat Lazio. I don't think they can even beat AC Milan. So, look, man, and any of the other Spanish teams in there, no, they're not going to win them.
They're not winning it. I guarantee it. They're not winning. I guarantee they're not winning Europa League. Their club is a joke. Their fans.
Let's move to Arsenal because I'm tired of those guys. So for Man City, look, because I said this again, reiterating my review of it. Let's give a shout out to Fabian Delph. I told you, a Guardiola look. I told you, I will always think that the guy's an arrogant prick, because the guy just rubs me off the wrong way. I just think that he likes the sound of his name too much. But putting that aside and being objective, the amount of players this guy has improved is amazing. Because Delph is like, the guy's improved a lot. Like, he's made a guy who was a winger for Aston Villa into a solid, proper, consistent left back.
He was a center mid, not a winger.
Okay. Oh, sorry. So yeah, look, I just find that. I mean, Mane, speak on that of how he's improved Delph and Sterling.
Yeah, I mean, for Delph, I think he just needed to get consistent game time. Maybe he lost a little bit of confidence when he came in. He didn't really play. But moving him to the left back spot, then it's easy. If he gives him proper instruction, I think it's easier to play there than playing the middle sometimes. Because in the middle, you have to gel with De Bruyne, Silva, and the other players to know when to pass. But that would take time. But left back, I think, is a good place because he's good at tackling. And he's good at the defensive part, but he doesn't really need to do that much attacking. So, and of course Sterling, yeah, he's helped him. I think for most of what he does, it gives his confidence, players confidence, and that helps them, elevates them to a different level. I think that's the main key. Because before, some of those players were just like head down. They're even afraid to shoot. Now they can even. Sterling couldn't even dribble before properly without losing the ball, but now you see he's more confident. He can actually take on defenders and all that. It's like I think it's believing in the players. That's the main difference.
Yeah, I mean, for me, no. Look, I mean, like I'm just trying to explain to Juju man, and I'm trying to get him to understand why the Premier League title race is over. Because
this is a good patch. They're going through a good patch. The worst is yet to come. This is a good patch.
No, this is my argument. My argument is that even when they go into the rough patch, I don't trust Chelsea, Tottenham, or United to go on like a 5-6 game winning run. Like, I don't see City losing more than 2 or 3 games this season. I don't think that's happening because they've improved so much. Remember, they finished third last season, and they've improved so much from last season. So a team has improved so much from last season. It only logically states that they may, because for me, they have the potential to go unbeaten.
There's no way that's happening.
Wait. But no way. Why can't they go unbeaten? Why can't it be beaten?
Let me throw a question. What's the best team City have faced? What's the best team they've faced?
Chelsea.
What's the best team they faced?
Wait, either Chelsea or Napoli.
Chelsea with N'Golo Kante or without N'Golo Kante?
I can't say what was there. I believe it was there.
That makes a big difference. And the one thing with Napoli that it could have like City's game. It could have been close. It's the same thing with the Liverpool game. Like it was so close that it could have gone both ways. Like it could have gone both ways. It was no like the before like this Liverpool game before Mane was sent off. That Liverpool could have scored a couple of goals. Same with Napoli. Martins missed a penalty, and these guys missed a lot of chances. Napoli could have won the first leg. I mean, but it didn't happen. But City. It's not this. They're not undefeated. They're not going undefeated. There's still weakness to be exploited in that team.
Yeah, I think they played Man United. I believe they beat Liverpool 5-0. Okay, they beat. Who else did they play? Oh, okay.
They haven't. They haven't played United or Tottenham. I don't think.
Yeah, it was Chelsea. Chelsea 1-0 and Arsenal 3-1. So those are 3 of the top 6 they beat already, and the other teams, I guess you could say they can get complacent. But yeah, but I still think one thing the other teams too much.
But my argument is it is very early. It is too early. Even if City go 15 points clear, I will not blink. It's not even December.
Who's gonna?
It's not even December.
Chuchuban, wait. I don't think you know how football mathematics work.
No, wait.
If a team like City goes 15 points clear, then it's over. Even if
it's not over. Because look, what was it? Van Persie was the one that 2013 Man United. Did they come 20 points behind to win the Premier League? They came 20 points behind to win the Premier League.
Never.
That's true, but I think Van Persie said that in 2013. I think they came 20 points from behind to win the title. It's not over. This is nothing. Like if it was in April, then maybe it's over. But it's November.
Just I know it's November right now, but just save this hangout. The Premier League title race is over. Man City are champions. There is a 0% chance that any other team is going to win this right now. It's over. It's finished. Let's quickly roll over to.
The one thing. Actually, it only takes it only takes 2 bad games, and it's about sometimes too momentum. If City get in a bad, let's say they have like it's in April and they have the, let's say 7 points clear, and they have a few games to play, and they lose like 2 games which they should have won, and they're in a negative mentality. I mean, they start being negative, and there's a team behind. I mean, it can switch. It just takes a few incidents, and the whole thing switch.
Oh, okay, man, speak.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to say the most amount of points any team has ever come back is Man United and Arsenal. Both came back 12 points behind, and that's like in the 1995 and 1998.
No, I'll touch. There's no way.
Yeah, that's an uphill. 15 points is pretty much over. It's impossible.
Okay, so let's quickly switch to Arsenal. Sorry. To actually, before we switch to Mohammed, do you have any words on your club's performance today? Okay, his mic is not there. Chelsea and United. So, Chelsea completely and totally outplayed United in that second half. Completely and totally. Chelsea, it was a great reaction, and I think people need to realize that Kante is very important. And Kante is one of the best midfielders in the world right now. You know, for me, he's easily tier 2, potentially tier 1, but definitely a tier 2 baller. But my thing is, Mourinho has some issues. Like, let's just be fair here. I want to defend Mourinho to begin with.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Hear you. The reason why I want to first off defend Mourinho is in the sense that Pogba is injured. And I don't know what's happening with Juan Mata, because I don't know, he maybe has some beef with Juan Mata, but the United do not have any midfield. There was zero creation. Literally, there was nobody in the midfield who was actually trying to create anything. So, and in Mourinho's teams, Ozil for Real Madrid, Deco for FC Porto,
even Di Maria
as well. There's always been some sort of a creator that he's always sort of had. So to have a situation where like literally you have, I mean, Matic and Ander Herrera. I mean, my goodness, you know.
I honestly think
guys, to be
Herrera's one
fair,
of the worst players in the Premier League.
Oh no, that's harsh. That's harsh. To be fair, what's his name? Mkhitaryan flop. That was his job. Mkhitaryan
was a
flop.
joke in that game. He didn't even.
Yeah, he flopped. He flopped. And Ander Herrera was, I would say, Ander Herrera was arguably one of the best Man United players. This guy saved them. Like there was a couple of times defensively, he saved it. Like he made big calls. Like this guy saved them a couple of times. And
no, for me, I think you have to decide either as if you're playing against Man City, then I understand Herrera and Matic. But if you're going up against Chelsea, who are not an attacking team, you have to decide either Herrera or Matic. You can't have both. That's just being stupid. So for Uncle Moo, mates, what do? You can't have both Herrera and Matic. But my thing is with this is that for Chelsea, they were a team who they knew what they were doing. Like, it's a team where, okay, yes, they got completely embarrassed and lubricated by Roma. A response, you know, and Conte, he made sure to really get Hazard fully involved. But I repeat, yes, they played better. The impact of Kante was huge. As in, people need to realize that this is a guy who, like, look at what happened to Leicester City once he left away. Back-to-back Premier League wins with two different teams. The first player to ever do that. I don't give a crap about Mark Schwarzer or his family. The only guy to win back-to-back Premier League titles with two different teams is Kante, and he was a focal point and reason why they won it both times. So him being in this game was a huge reason why Chelsea were so good and why they dominated the midfield and dominated the game.
I just think they outnumbered United's midfield because it was literally Herrera and Matic versus Cesc Fabregas, Kante, Bakayoko, who was really great today. I mean, he was busting that midfield. And Hazard was even coming into the midfield at times as well.
Yeah, no, for me, I think basically like with Chelsea, there was far more movement and fluidity. But for United, there was no fluidity because again, Matic and Herrera are like, you know, these guys are like thugs from the streets. And Lukaku was trash. Like let's just be.
He had no service, to be honest.
Yeah. No. I mean, I don't look.
Zero service.
That's the issue. That understand what you're saying because when I say he was trash, objectively he was trash. But you have to read beyond that and look at what kind of striker he is. He's a target man finisher. And if you're playing against a team that's giving you no space, you need a creator. So if there's no creator who can really set him up and give him the right kind of balls, he's going to be fully ineffective. And for Mourinho, you should have realized that, hence why you should have opted to sub him off and bring in Martial, who can actually play with the ball at his feet. I can actually
or he could have just put Rashford in the middle with him, so they has two strikers. Because I mean, playing as a lone striker, especially with Chelsea, I mean, how Conte builds his team based on defense. I mean, he's Italian manager for Juventus. All they do is the set Bakayoko and all the Conte. I mean, they just add layers and layers of defense. So if you play a lone striker, it's very easy to remove him out of the game. And then who else do they have? So he should have played Rashford. I think.
A lot of the time, it was Lukaku and Rashford playing wing play. I mean, when you just play Martial, Rashford, and Lukaku, at least then he would have some sort of service then if they started, because Lukaku was pretty much not running the channels and then no one was in the middle. That was the whole game.
Yeah, no, for me, I mean, I think basically like there was no like when you looked at Chelsea, as I said, like Hazard was coming back into midfield. You also know what Fabregas can do, and even Kante as well. There were a lot of midfielders who could break from midfield and then create and then connect with Morata and so forth. For United, because Mkhitaryan was trash, there was nobody in United's midfield who was able to come out of that midfield and then try and pick out and bring players in. But at the end of the day, for Mourinho, man, it's like, first of all, where is Juan Mata? You know, I mean, is he? I mean, has he left life or something? I mean, where is he? Because the guy is very underrated. Every time he's been there, he's either scored or done something really well. So
the thing with Mourinho is even when Mata starts, he usually plays out on the wing. So he's very limited in the way he chooses.
Yeah, but the problem with Mata is his off the ball movement is terrible. The man's off the ball movement
He's
It
there
is
to
doesn't
create.
matter, man. We just want someone to create, Jared. I mean,
yeah,
play.
but it's terrible.
Is it really surprising when United really the last person to score away for United was Wayne Rooney in his last season. They don't score away. They had like
You know,
one goal in
he-
Mourinho's whole time against
United only had 2 shots the whole game,
they had
and the
one
only
goal.
the only chance I can remember is the Fellaini.
Yeah, he's my criticism of Mourinho. I'll tell you guys. What's the problem is. Look at the record. Look at the record. Before United, I think of like their record at Stamford Bridge away is terrible. And what Mourinho did at Liverpool, he should have done today. He should have gone for a 0-0 draw because their away record is they lose at Stamford Bridge for some
They
reason.
pretty much
That's
did
what he
because
should have
they
done.
only had 2 shots on target the whole game.
Yeah, but that's what they should have done. They should have gone for a 0-0 draw. Not trying like they were trying to attack, and it's like they should have gone for a
And I
0-0
was
draw
I
because
was I was I was
this is where they lose the points.
I was listening to Mourinho's post-match interview, and he was saying how they practiced about the Aspilicueta and Morata pass that they usually do, and he said that we warned our players at halftime as well, just to keep an eye out on that, and then they just executed it. So it was a little bit funny.
You know,
I mean,
you can't.
and the way in which they let that in was just so bad because Aspilicueta was given so much space. There was nobody anywhere near Morata. You had guys defending space instead of the man. I was like, I mean,
they've scored that same goal, I think 3 or 4 times.
they don't know what's it called. Some guys with that five times they did
5 times, even worse.
But for me, like, let's just be fair here. When you look at those two teams, are you telling me that those two teams can catch Man City in the league?
I mean, the league is over.
Yes.
Already.
Yes. Oh, by the way, I confirmed. I think
the league is over, my friend.
No, it's not because I think Manny was right. 12 points is the most someone has come back, but I mean, it's still 9 points. It's November. It's November. There's still room. Like,
but the funny thing with that is when you're saying 9 points, that means City has to lose the same time those teams, and they're gonna.
It's not over.
Guaranteed, United will lose more games. Guaranteed, Chelsea will lose. So
and I guaranteed City will lose. Will lose.
I guess
not as many as Chelsea or
no.
Yeah.
So even if Man City lose, I'm not Chelsea. That team right there, they're gonna lose more games. That team doesn't look like everything is going well. United already know that things are not going well for them.
How about Tottenham?
What?
How about Tottenham?
Tottenham, I respect
when it comes to
I love
December.
what Tottenham have done, but Tottenham fans, I think deep down they know this. They have no chance of winning the Premier League title. That's not on the cards. FA Cup, League Cup, yes. The Premier League is not something that Tottenham can win. And the fans, they know that deep down. So, that's just the...
yeah.
Did you guys talk about the Arsenal game already? Or?
Okay, no, Mohammed, because your mic wasn't working. So, give us your view on... No, first of all, let me ask you a question. I need to ask you a question. Why did Wenger go to the Etihad, the home of one of the best teams in Europe, without a striker? Without a striker in the starting lineup.
I mean, oh my goodness. When I saw Coquelin playing a centre-back, first I assumed it was like a 4-3-3 because playing Coquelin in centre-back who can't really pass, they're going to press the shit out of him anyway. So I think he ended the game with like 65% pass accuracy, which is like the lowest out of everyone. But yeah, I was just shocked, man. I was like, because this is the second time he's dropped Lacazette in big games. First, it was the Liverpool one, which we lost 4-0, and then this one as well. So, and then the impact when he came on, man, dude's just a joke. Yeah. It's just a joke. Plus, I want to just shout out to Iwobi because this dude, man, he's the luckiest guy in the whole world. I don't know how he gets games at Arsenal, man.
Wait, who?
He was all right today. He wasn't that bad. I mean,
no. He was...
Wait. I just talked about Iwobi.
Yes.
I don't like to name names, but
Jojo, why you better quiet. Don't insult my Nigerian guy. Now look, Mama, this is how it is. This is how it is. I say this from the nicest of my heart. all I care about is the Super Eagles for the next World Cup.
I hope Ian.
I could, and also one of the kids that I could care less how, because Iwobi wasn't really effective. If I was Arsenal manager, I wouldn't have started Iwobi.
He was one of the worst players.
But Mohamed, that's not the issue. The issue is that I need him to have game time because we need him for Super Eagles.
No, it's not because I'm not having that because Arsenal comes first.
No, Mohamed. But I know. But for me, Super Eagles come first for me. So for me personally, like I don't have good, but
he's not good enough for the Super Eagles.
Either. I don't know. Mohamed, he scored the key goal to take us to the World Cup. So he's very. I don't think he's a coach's nephew as well. So we need game time. We need game time, John. We need game time.
I thought that was a penalty, man. Some people are saying it wasn't a penalty in that, but I thought it was a penalty because
Mohamed. Why does it even matter? I mean, it's not like you're winning anything. Why does it even matter?
But do you guys think VAR is needed in the Premier League? Because I think, with regards to next season, it has to be.
Yes, because
these referees, man,
are trash. You know, English referees are not very good.
They hardly make any right decisions. They ruin big matches. That Mike Dean dude, I don't know how he's still a ref.
No. I mean, like. That's just, I don't know whether that's English arrogance or whatsoever, but English referees, like, the best referees really are Italians or probably even Germans or some of the...
it's same with the French. You know what? The French League have the best referees in Europe.
The worst referees are Spain. Like, Spanish referees, they take cash, like literally cash.
Yeah, these guys are paid.
No. Like, it's not even funny. Like, they take cash. They make intentionally bad decisions because they get paid. So they're the most corrupt referees out there. But English referees are just not very good. Some are good, like Howard Webb was good. He was very good. There are some that are good, but some are just complete trash.
But Burnley are creeping up on Arsenal. I mean, they're getting results.
Oh my god!
Okay, look, man. Let's just make a quick switch. I mean, now there's just a general thing that I just want to comment about. And my thing is that a question. It's a simple question. Is club football getting too predictable these days?
Here's a confession. I don't watch most of the club football because I think there's no point. Because that statement is true. Club football is too predictable. Like it's basically it's like the same teams keep winning. Like Bundesliga. I don't know how people actually watch Bundesliga. Is this
the seventh season that Bayern are going to win the Bundesliga?
Look, Juventus, I think Juventus are on their 8th or 9th.
Oh, jeez.
Bayern are on their 6th or 7th. I mean, because people need to understand this is that. I don't think people are really thinking about this. People are just like, hey, but it's a new season. Think about this. Bayern and Juventus are potentially on their 6th or 7th title win.
It's straight, man. Row. It's not even like it's straight titles back to back.
So not just like in a row. That is madness. That is completely mad. I mean, for La Liga, we understand it because it has always really been a 2-team league. But at the end of the day, if you have a team like Real Madrid, 9 points behind, like somebody was saying, "Oh, Valencia, watch out! Don't give me that." I don't care about how many goals Simone Kla, Mama, Gaga, Wawa has scored. Doesn't mean anything to me. He will, on his tombstone, will read that I skied a penalty at Euro 2016. That will be what he has.
You had to bring that up.
But so I mean, because again, for Valencia, I mean, are you telling me that Valencia are now going to give Barcelona a title challenge? Give me a break. No. So
with Real Madrid, we are not skipping Real Madrid because you guys remember 2 months ago you said Madrid are going three-peat. Like this guy's.
I never said three-peat. No, never.
Guys, I know 2 people who get rewarded through failures. That one of them is Wenger, the other one is Benzema. The amount of times this dude gets away with crap. He's been how long at Real Madrid? Like maybe 8 seasons or something like that, maybe 7. But I've never seen a worse striker in Europe at the top elite clubs than Benzema.
Yeah, no. I mean, no. Benzema, he is definitely a break. He's definitely a break. I will admit that. But guys, we already know what it's about. It's about him and Zidane. They're both Algerian. Zidane sees him as like his surrogate son. So whatever the case, he will always defend. That's why when Gary Lineker criticized him, Zidane was very passionate in defending him. So
these guys are not let me. Madrid fans will be upset, but I don't care. These guys are not sniffing. Semi-finals this year. I don't. They sold some of their good players and bought all these cheap crap players like Vallejo. It was horrible.
We're sniffing Champions League semi.
They're not. Madrid are not touching that Champions League semi-finals. Like if this Madrid team faces PSG right now, they'll be opened up. Like this, I watched Madrid. They were
easy.
Like Isco is. Let me say the truth now. Isco is overhyped. The guy he's good. He's talented, but he's not as overrated. He's good, but he's overrated. The guy has a lot of things to work on. Like Tottenham game. Let me go back to the Champions League. That Tottenham game. I've mentioned this for almost a month. The man needs to learn how to. He needs to learn how to release the when the field is open. He needs to release Ronaldo, because Ronaldo makes good runs and the guy still sticks with the ball all the time. And there's no release Ronaldo.
I think that Italy game gave him a sense of arrogance.
Yeah, because he needs to.
Yeah.
Because he was on top of the world and he was like.
Basically, I think Real Madrid, for me, I think they should really try a Cristiano, Asensio, Vasquez front three, or even Asensio, Cristiano, Benzema. Because
Vasquez is really a bench player.
Well, the thing with Asensio is
he's terrible. That's another overrated guy, Vasquez. What a load of crap.
No. To be honest, Vasquez, he's a lot better than he was before. He's still trash. He's still trash, but Asensio, that's a amazing talent, and I think that's a kind of guy who I feel, because the thing about Isco is like Isco, I still think is very good, but he slows down play a lot, and he likes to really move side, diagonal, and everything. He needs somebody to go straight.
Yes.
You need somebody to go straight, and that is the issue. Like Isco should really play the role that Iniesta is playing for Barcelona right now, a lot deeper. But you're the playmaker.
Number 6
midfield.
He can do it. He can do it because he hogs the ball. He stays with the ball a lot. He can do it. He can play, but he doesn't need. He cannot play forward.
To be fair, they only beat Las Palmas, which is a team 19th in the league, I think, somewhere there. 19th.
Have you seen Las Palmas today, man? These guys are playing some crazy football where they're playing out the back against Real Madrid. I was like, what the hell? They were so lucky the first half, like down like 4 or 5 goals. I was like, what the hell? This is suicidal shit.
No, guys, no. I need to ask this that again. I have no beef with La Liga and everything, but are some La Liga teams like
they're retarded, man.
Like
this guy.
Did there's something wrong with their brain or something? Because I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude. I'm in the nicest possible way. If you're playing against a team like Real Madrid and your Elche, Las Palmas, Granada, or so forth, you don't have the luxury to play the ball on the ground. And my issue with the La Liga teams is that, as Mohamed will say, you're 19th. You're 19th, wow. which means that you're shite. If you're that, you don't have the luxury to get out from the back. So why do it?
Man, it was suicidal. I was telling you, I was laughing. I was like, they can't be serious with this. These guys were playing.
They have a minus 20 goal difference.
No wonder.
Look, guys, do you want to laugh? Wait, seriously. Now, just check. Let me just check it out right now. So, let me just So, Benevento, Syria.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Benevento have played 12 games. They've lost 12.
These guys get paid. These guys get paid.
You can't even get a draw.
No, guys, relax. I have no. This is not being rude to any Benevento. Any Benevento guys, we love you, everything like that. So this is not being rude. They have a minus 26 goal day difference.
They literally
have 0 points.
Their club logo has a witch on it with a broomstick. That's their emblem. It has a witch on it.
Oh, that would save me. Oh
What the
Lord,
heck?
wow.
It's like I don't know, some Stoke City trying to play out from the back or something like against Man City. This is just some suicidal stuff. Like,
But that's why I've tried to. My criticism of La Liga has come in the sense of like, if you go to the Premier League, man, the guys like, for instance, like I was watching that West Brom against Man City, where Man City were playing away, like I think it was last week or a few weeks ago. Like no team in La Liga will do what West Brom did, which is that we are playing very direct, very long. We're hitting it up, and you saw how City only won the game 3-2. So you saw how City were finding how to cope with how direct and thingy were. But in Spain, because everybody's like, no, this is the Spanish way of playing. This is the proper way of playing. We must play short on the ball. That's all well and good. But if you're playing Barcelona or Real Madrid and you're crap, and man for man, the team you're playing are better than you. These guys are better than your entire family. You don't have the right to play short passes. You just don't. But for some reason, these La Liga teams, they don't have it in their culture to alternate and play long ball and play direct. Which is where you get 7-0, 6-0, and 5.
Pep only figured this out now, but in the first season he struggled because everyone else was playing long ball. They're like, oh, you're gonna come and press us. We'll just hoof over the top.
Yeah.
Like crouch or whatever. And it was just hilarious. And then he was talking about second balls, he was so pissed.
But I think what's interesting though, because I was watching an interview with what's his face with De Bruyne, and basically De Bruyne was basically saying that what kinds of stuff they do in training with Guardiola, and he said that basically they do like box training, which is like 5-on-2, and he says that there are no back heels or flicks or fancy tricks are allowed. And I think what these guys have mastered is passing. You look at the Chelsea United game. Yeah, Chelsea played well, but it was really to the extent of like you're playing against a team who have no clue of how to move forward, and it was still very regimental. But what City have done is that, and what Guardiola has done with everything, but especially with City, is they've really mastered the art of passing.
Yeah. Is that what?
It's all one touch, man. All one touch. Even today,
is that what
we tried to
Bruyne?
press.
Oh yeah, sorry, catch you. Is that what De Bruyne was saying, that if Pep is like, Pep loves the five, like the small.
It's like he's never been at a team or worked with a manager who is so obsessed with these kinds of training exercises.
Yeah, because it's just Pep said, but yeah, Pep said that if you can master that, like if you can master that, like you'll be good. Like if you can master the passing in the small spaces, you'll be there's nothing you cannot, like you'll be good.
But that's why, like for me, there is no system that is unbeatable. That's just how football is. There is no one system or way of playing where, man, there's nothing we can do against the system. It doesn't mean anything. Like, let's say you get two equal teams. Like, obviously, if it's, let's say, City against flipping Turkey or flipping Levante, then okay, let's just not even bother having the game. But let's say it's PSG City, it's Barcelona City, it's Bayern Munich against Man City. There is a way of nullifying Man City. But the issue is that, like, because Guardiola's tactic is about passing. Because again, I always remind people of this is like, what's it called? It was Barcelona, Real Madrid, and it was, I think, a Copa del Rey game. And then I got into extra time, and I think there was this documentary which had the microphone on Guardiola as he was talking to the Barcelona guys during halftime of extra time. And he was saying to them that, look, man, when you pass the ball, you pass again, you pass again. And once you pass again and again and again. So that is just what the philosophy is about. And if you're dealing with a team that is always going to keep on passing and passing, you have to have an amazing defensive setup and stop the space. But my thing is that the thing with this City team, which is different from the Bayern team and his Barcelona team, is Sterling and Sané. Like Sterling, like his Bayern and Barcelona team did not have a Sterling and Sané, because what those guys give you is speed. And
I mean, he had Coleman though. I mean,
well, thing that no, for me, I would say that Coleman ain't great.
yeah,
He's
he's
good.
never been Sterling to effect. He's never been just in this system. He flourishes because he has a lot of space where De Bruyne can find him, and he makes runs in behind. Coleman, when he gets the ball, he doesn't really know what he's gonna do. Same with Sterling. That's why.
That's not true at all. That's not true.
That's why, in a way, because you look at Sterling, when he receives the ball, he passes it off.
Anytime he played for Bayern, when he gets in the game or when he starts in the wing, he has no clue. He gets the ball in the wing, he doesn't know what to do. Cross, he's so indecisive that he has no effect.
Yeah. No, I feel like Coleman reminds me of old school Sterling, where again it's like there's a lot of potential there, but I think he needs coaching. And I just think that there is, which is what Manny was saying, like there are those times in which like he doesn't make the right decision. He overruns the ball too much. Basically,
like you look at today, his pass. I think he was 2v1 at one point, and Sané was on the left, and he just made a horrible pass.
Oh yeah, no, but the things I'm referring to Coman though, not Sterling. Like for me, with Sterling, he has improved it. Like people, okay, yeah, that was a bad mistake that he made, like not giving the ball to Sané, but Sterling has improved so much from what he was before. And my thing is that I think that is the key of what makes this City team far more dangerous, because even if you nullify their passing and you don't give them any space to pass, because you've got the wing play of Sterling and Sané, and these guys have improved their dribbling and can work in tight spaces, they can then open you up if, let's say, De Bruyne is not nullified and there are no balls being threaded through. So, and Guardiola didn't have that at Bayern or Barcelona, which is why this City team is so dangerous, because they have like a third, fourth dynamic that his Bayern or Barcelona teams do not really have. But still, at the end of the day, which is why I said, like, look, any system can be beaten. But the issue is that in the Premier League, because teams are very open and they want to be very open, even if City concede now, they will still probably outscore you, because you have Jesus and you have Sané and Sterling, who have improved so much from last season.
He's a team that will beat City. PSG, I don't think there's no team in Europe that can outscore PSG. I can guarantee you that. I think PSG have won nearly all of their games. No, PSG. I think PSG have won nearly all of their games, like at least by 3 goals, except like two or three games. But the rest is at least by 3 goals. And it's not that they're trying that hard. It's the scoring. They're just scoring.
I don't know. The judgment, PSG have not yet been fully tested yet.
I mean, Bayern 3-0. I mean,
under Ancelotti. No. Okay. This your Pankes Bayern team. Let's see what happens when they meet again.
We will see. Because I'm telling you, the one thing is Draxler is now playing in the midfield instead of Mortar. Like Draxler is playing in the midfield instead of Mortar. Like he's really doing well.
I have some bad news for you guys.
What?
The international break is here.
Yeah.
No. But let's be real though. Let's be real. That this is actually a good thing to do it. Obviously, I think because there's some interesting games. I think for Africa mainly, Senegal. Because remember, they're having their game against South Africa replayed because the Ghanaian referee has been given a lifetime experience. Easy, George man. Don't be rude to anybody. Easy. Don't take the bait. So they're going to replay the games again, because again, Senegal, they need to be in that flipping World Cup, because we need to see Mane in the World Cup. So hopefully they see that through.
Clearly, you're not saying that because you hate Ghana, right?
No, we want Senegal because they have Balde Keita.
Oh no, Keita, Balde, and no, they're the team. But I know also their coach is black as well, which is key.
And Koulibaly
well is obviously you have the CONCACAF Cup, whatever, which is like, I think it's Peru against Australia or Peru against New Zealand. I'm not. No, it might be Honduras, New Zealand, and Peru against Australia. I'm not sure.
Honduras, Australia.
Oh, sorry, Honduras, Australia, Peru, New Zealand. So, we'll see. Europe, huge, because you have Denmark, against Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, Switzerland. Yeah, cheers. Greece
Well,
against someone.
well, it's Croatia. Why did they put Greece against Croatia? Those are two good teams, and then they put Switzerland against Northern Ireland.
Greece are not that good.
Yeah, but still, I mean,
they're not that good.
And they're better than Northern Ireland.
Switzerland is gonna go through, of course. I mean, Northern Ireland. I mean, let's not be kidding ourselves.
Okay, then let's say.
No.
So Republic of Ireland and Denmark.
Wait, but Northern Ireland were good at the Euros. Well, I think these guys were good or what?
No. They were okay. It's good. they were okay. So
it's probably Switzerland.
They played
Ireland. Who goes through?
They played 2 games though, so this is just the first.
Yeah,
it's 2 legs. Yeah, okay.
So Denmark are at home in the first leg, I believe. Yeah,
I think Denmark gonna go through.
I don't think anyone even know which player is from Denmark that we even know.
Eriksson.
All right.
And
I thought Eriksson.
Christian Poulsen.
All right. Okay.
For Leipzig. No. Denmark. No, for me, I think the game is Italy-Sweden. That's the game. Yeah. And I think it is like I was reading an Italian journalist. He was actually saying that he's actually having nightmares that Italy don't qualify. Because but let's be real, man. Italy, as bad as they've been and as disappointing as they've been under Ventura, surely they should beat Sweden.
Who does Sweden even have, man? They don't even have Ibra anymore.
Emil Forsberg from Leipzig.
Oh yeah, Forsberg. That's the only player really. Yeah.
And Italy have who? Verratti. They have Insigne. They should be
Verratti, Insigne. They've got Belotti. They've still got Chiellini.
Donnarumma.
Well.
How are they even?
Look. Buffon needs to retire. Look, again, I'm not being rude. Rude. Buffon, you've been a loyal servant. You can't be playing at 60. You can't be playing at 60. Please. I mean, I might be the only one that is here because people are like, Buffon, he's such a great legend. You're too old.
Yeah, he's finished.
You can't go to a World Cup at 60 years of age. There's a guy who's 19, who is the next big thing. Give him the number 1 jersey.
I think Buffon is a little bit overrated just because he played for 20 years for Juventus in Italy. Oh, Buffon, greatest of all time. He is, and I don't think he's nothing extraordinary that other goalkeepers.
He was, but not now. He was.
Oh yes, see, no, man, easy. Yes, I think people are overreacting too much in the kind of love affair that they have of Buffon. What it is that you have to do it properly. Respect. Great, but you're not one of the elite goalkeepers right now. No. Like, Buffon is not a top 5 keeper in the world right now. No, he's not. But Buffon at its peak was one of the best keepers ever of all time. Like, Buffon at Parma he made some of the most incredible saves I've ever seen in my life.
I agree, but I can say you can say he's on the similar level. You can say people like Casillas are on the same level as him. It's not like a big difference. Like there's Buffon and then there are other goalkeepers. I think he was one of the best, but people overrate and make it seem like he was miles above everybody else.
Yeah.
Head and shoulders.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So what do you guys say? Are you saying that Italy will beat Sweden no problem?
It'll be an embarrassment if they don't, man. So
yeah, but the fact they're in this situation, it's even, I don't know how they're in the playoffs.
They had Spain in their group, so I mean,
all right, but all right, okay.
Yeah, they should go through. They should go.
Yeah,
through.
this should be easy.
Yeah, no.
I mean, Portugal did it with the.
Even if they go through, like, under this Ventura guy, man, I don't really see them, doing that much or really going that far there. But again, I was actually thinking about this today. Like, I think only twice in the history of the World Cup has a country defended their World Cup title. So it was Italy back in the Stone Age when there were only like 5 teams in the World Cup, and Brazil where they won it in 1958 and 1962. So since then, remember, 4 years is a long blood time. So Because that's why I don't think that Germany are going to win that.
Do you know what's the dream final? I want Brazil against Germany. That's a dream final. That's a dream final right there. That is.
That's the only redemption.
Let's be real. Brazil need revenge.
They need redemption.
You can't. You can't end your life and not avenge 7-1. Like, sorry.
Man, they had the whole country crying, man. Like everyone's in.
Yeah, and then the one thing is, I love Tito because the man removed David Luiz, so Luiz is not in the team. That's great news. And I don't want Marcelo. I want Sandro because I want stability.
No. Relax.
No, look, Marcelo his recent performance. The man has been horrible. Marcelo has not been good. Like he's been. No one's saying it, but he's not been good.
We need my Marcelo at that World Cup, please.
I'll pick Sandro. Sandro is stable.
Ahead of Marcelo.
Stable. Yeah, but Sandro is ahead of
the best left back.
Yeah, because he's stable. Marcelo defensively, attacking wise, I think it might be the best attacking left back in history. But defensively, my goodness.
I think in those big games you need a left back like Sandro.
Yeah. We need a balance.
They should take both anyway.
No. Look at the end. Look, I'm just pissed off that Robin won't be at the World Cup, man. That's just the thing that just pisses me off. Is like, I mean, again, like we're not going to see Sanchez. We're not going to see Chile. We're not going to see Robin. I mean, those are two painful losses, man. Painful losses. But
I mean, they're
not good enough.
Wait,
they're not good enough.
Money, what do you say? Money?
Do we need to see him bottle another World Cup for the third time in a row?
Money, I'm not going to answer that question. That was very Now, my thing is that, guys, what if we have this scenario? What if we have somehow, some way, Portugal against Argentina final?
Oh boy!
I think
this will be big. This will be big.
Do that. Like, literally, Twitter would actually blow the hell up.
Everyone would be either Messi or Ronaldo.
Yeah, no, but also, did you know what I said? I've made a compromise. This is the only way I will say Cristiano is the best player of all time. If Nigeria are given the World Cup, then I'm happy to proclaim Cristiano as the best player of all time. That is the only condition that I'm happy to do it. Because if Nigeria win the World Cup, that's it. I'm done. My job here on this planet is done. That's it.
You're not happy, yeah?
Yeah, no, that is my life's mission. It's not about having kids, getting married, leaving a legacy. It's about getting Nigeria that World Cup trophy. That is why I was brought here.
It'd be a horrible sight to see you'll be lifting that trophy, man.
Imagine Iwobi scoring the winner. I mean,
no.
Whoa. Seriously, guys, what is all of this Iwobi hates, man? The guy is a young, great player, so you should be supporting him. And I said again, he needs game time because the Super Eagles, they need him to World Cup next summer. But seriously, if Portugal, Argentina, if literally for every reporter or for every Cristiano or Messi fanboy side, man, that would be a dream. But my thing is that
guys who've never heard football will be watching that.
No. Look, like if FIFA are working right now to engineer a scenario where they both meet in the final. Trust me, they're working that thing now because again, that will be like even if like I think they're both clowns to an extent. That would actually be so. That would be one of the most important events of all time.
Yeah, because I'll be shaking.
I guarantee Nigeria will face Argentina. Guaranteed.
Yeah, because some loser thinks it's really cool that they keep putting Nigeria with Argentina. Like, wow, really cool. Look, let's just look. Just give my boys a nice group, man. Okay, just give my boys. So basically, no Brazil, no Argentina, no definitely no Cristiano. I don't want like. If Nigeria dares gets Portugal in a group and Cristiano dares score, man, I'm going to flip in Russia.
You you have to deactivate if he scores a hat-trick against Nigeria.
Oh no!
What if Chris?
I triple dare him to score a single goal against Nigeria. That damn idiot! Never.
If Ronaldo wins the World Cup, he would have to be a horseman. I mean, there's nothing else he needs.
He ticks all the
No. I'll change the there is no way I'm allowing Cristiano to be a horseman. Guys, no, guys. I don't think people have actually thought about this. he wants me to put Cristiano in the same category as Zidane, Ronaldo, Maradona, Beckenbauer. I mean, are people crazy?
But Havo, by your criteria that you've set, he matches.
No. But Mohamed, like, it doesn't make any sense for me to make that guy a horseman. So even if he wins a World Cup, ask yourself truthfully: is he actually a horseman? No.
So if he scores, say, 7 goals in the World Cup, and then he scores in the final as well, would that be enough? Would you
Mane, you know what? To end this, we will cross that bridge when we get there. Hopefully, we won't have to, because I will make sure that he doesn't get to the final. Thank you.